What's up, CHFFL, and welcome to week 8 of the 2023 season. I'm still in Korea. This time I am in Jeonju, which is down in the south, as you can see from this illustration. Take highway from Seoul for a few hours. Gonna meet some of my to-be family, so I hope you will excuse another quick, abbreviated, and pre-recorded weekly predictions video. And predictions are all we're going to do again. I was 6-0 in week 7, bringing me to 26-16 on the season. I followed the experts. I did not pick any upsets, and there were no upsets. So I'm not sure why you are tuning in and what this program offers you. Mark dropped a game finally, going to 6-1. Grant remains undefeated at 7-0, and Marty was our team of the week. Let's go to our browsers and get right into these old predictions. We're going to start this week with a big winner last week, Wes and the Psyducks against Vanis D-Generation Eckler. Vanis has become the team everybody sort of beats up on this year. Projected at 115 on ESPN, has not had anybody play yet. Wes had 18 points from Rashad White on Thursday for PPR. White has become very reliable as an RB2 for Wes, whose team just looks stacked right now since the Kamara trade. Nothing in particular to say, not missing anybody particularly noteworthy. Over on the other side, Vanis just cannot seem to get it quite going. Reasonable projection there. Fantasy Pros has him at an 85, and Wes at the absolute top of the league, 100 for the week. I do not expect an upset here. Of course, it could always be a trap game, but I don't see it happening. I am taking Wes. Who to go to next? Let's look at Stan. Doesn't matter what my name is. Against Bill's Kim Chiago Bears. Bill at 2-5, still one of the favorite teams in the league from an analytics perspective. Picked up a win last week to stay alive. He's only 2 games out of a playoff spot. Stan 4-3, got a nice win last week. Stan's team is looking very strong every week. He's looking stronger with Jonathan Taylor solidified in the lineup now. Both had average Thursdays from Bill with the Bills defense and Stan with Tyler Bassett kicker getting 5 and 6. Otherwise, we all still have to go in the regular games. Not seeing any big absences for Stan. With Rashee Rice coming on, Drake London, T. Higgins, Stan is a little overloaded. He's got Zay Flowers in there and Tyreek Hill, and I don't think there's anything wrong with these starting choices. But Stan is so deep right now that it's threatening to be one of those situations where you're questioning his potential starts from week to week. Bill over on the other side, Cousins back in at quarterback after Love was able to do a little better than expected last week and carry him to the win. Could be a sign that Bill's starting to get the guessing game down on these quarterbacks. Let's see. Fantasy Pros has Bill at a 94. Stan at a 94. This is a very tight one. Could have been game of the week, but I'm going elsewhere with that. Kelsey's the big advantage for Bill. Olave is worrying me. Off the field stuff. I mean, his arrest, he playing? I guess it's okay for him to just get arrested. But anyway, that worries me that there could be an implosion there. Kelsey's really the only big advantage that Bill has. So I don't see this being as close as Fantasy Pros has it. I like the ESPN projections, and I'm taking Stan to keep rolling here. Let's go next to Swan and the New Walker Order versus my Busan paper ballots. Also, like Bill, sitting at 2-5. I'm desperate for every single win, and I know last week I said if I pick up one more loss, I'm probably done, but I guess I'm an eternal optimist because I see myself as only 2 games back. I won the first matchup with Parker, and he just put up 80 points, which means he can be beaten in any given week. So we're going to try to keep this alive. I got a couple of nice offers. High draft picks for some of my guys, but holding out. Holding out right now to see if I can get an upset win here against Swan. And Thursday was a great step towards that. Josh Allen, 33 points. Chris Godwin, 18. Both a little bit above projections. Of course, running back is just the awful situation. Montgomery has been officially listed as out, so I'm going to have to put him on IR and pick someone up. That means I'm going to be running with Craig Reynolds, and you're hoping there for a touchdown for him. I got to monitor Roschon Johnson's health. Now I'm torn because Donta Foreman did so well last week with Roschon out. He's officially cleared and he's ready to play. So on one hand, you may think they ride the hot hand and keep giving it to Donta, and yet I'm not pronouncing it Deontay unless he changes the spelling. But Roschon could take the back seat, or he could get some of that big chunk of points. We've seen that the Bears running back can put up points with Justin Fields out. Over on Swan's side, Mostert, we're monitoring. He's questionable. How long can this old man with an injury history keep it up? That's really a big key. If Mostert keeps being the unstoppable force he's been all year, just the big advantage that he gives over my running backs, very difficult to overcome. Miles Sanders back healthy. He's not going to be in the starting lineup, but that's significant because it significantly lessens Chuba Hubbard's value. Fantasy Pros has me at the bottom this week, 81, and Swan at 87. Thursday points favor me, though, getting a few above projection, and I got to stay positive. I'm going to pick my guys, get us to 3-5. Let's win this week and next and get out of interleague in a position where we can make a playoff run. Next, minis, 2 sacks and a Ric Flair versus Parker's Gung Bo Gung Royalty. James Cook, 10 for mini on Thursday. Gabe Davis, 23.7. It's a good start for him. And Parker looked a little sloppy last week. Nothing guaranteed for him, even if he's the better team on paper. Brock Purdy, monitoring his health status. Most people don't clear the percussion protocol quickly enough, but it looks like he just did. So Purdy's going to go. That's good news for Swan. Not missing anybody particularly important. Got the news that Derrick Henry is staying in Tennessee, which is a bit of a hit because Tyjae Spears is not going to be that big. Or, well, he's not going to get that giant boost that was potentially in the works. I'm going to take the upset here, too. Mostly because I need it. It would be really nice if Parker could drop one. I'm not supposed to play favorites, but I'm rooting for Minnie here. Go Dogs. I'm going to take Minnie in what should be a close, very close game. Oh. Next, Mark coming off his first loss of the year. Can you digs it, sucker, versus Max and the Soul Brothers. 16 points even from Stephon Diggs on Thursday and 12.9 from Mike Evans. Both within reasonable expectations. These teams are projected pretty equally on ESPN. And Fantasy Pros has Max 88, Mark 94. So Fantasy Pros like Mark a lot better. ESPN has them closer to equal. What are we saying here? Mark, Zeke, and Kareem Hunt in the lineup. Zeke's been putting up a solid points. The 0 running back game for Mark has him relying on these 2 veterans that find themselves on new squads. I did not realize that Kareem Hunt has put up 18 and 17 in the last couple of weeks. Boy, have I really just blown it on waivers and missed all of the potential saviors of the season. Otherwise, I mean, you look at these teams and I think we know what we've got. Max is a little higher floor, Mark's a little higher ceiling, so it really could go either way. Chase against San Francisco. Who do we have in prime time? Nobody in particular for Mark. Josh Jacobs for Max. Yeah. I'm going to go with Mark. Just Chase, Devonta Smith. has not been, what you were hoping for, and that could change any week. I'm going with Mark. Total toss-up game. All right, now what I believe is our last game to discuss this week, and our game of the week. Marty's New Age Outlaws versus Grant's K-Pop Kings. Grant at 7-0, we're getting into that historic territory. I really don't want to have to dig through the records to find which team had the longest unbeaten streak to start a season. So it would be really nice if Marty could get this upset. Grant gets 17.5 points from rookie Dalton Kincaid, who over the past couple weeks has finally come on and started to have Sam Laporta type success with Dawson Knox on the IR now. So hopefully that's a chance for Kincaid to solidify his role and make it not just something that happens when Knox is injured. Otherwise, for Grant, not missing anybody. Marty looks to be, other than Debo, who's missing another game. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out. Marty's at pretty much full strength. David Montgomery still not back is good for Jahmyr Gibbs, who put up a huge game last week. You gotta like Marty in terms of running backs, with McCaffrey and Montgomery less Gibbs. But on wide receiver terms, probably taking Grant most of the time. And Logan Thomas is almost definitely not going to match that 17.5 that Kincaid put up on the Thursday game. So the best I can do in the game of the week for Marty is maybe give him that reverse psychology that I have to pick Grant, who's at a 95 in Fantasy Pros, compared to Marty at a 91. But this is the game of the week and could be a potential trap game for Grant. It's just a question of how many weeks in a row can your team go without putting up a dud somewhere. We're going to see if this is the one for Grant. All right, that's it for us. I hope you guys are doing well and holding the fort in America. I will probably have one more road video. I'm not sure because I'm going to be landing right about time when I would normally shoot. But anyway, thanks for watching. No Thursday players in the flex. We'll see you next time.